Who's this?
Now this is a Harris hawk, and they're really cool birds because they not only take small mammals, but they can also take avian quarry because they've got this long tail that makes a great steering wheel. You know, they rotate it on the axis to steer.
Oh my gosh.
And then they open it up and pull it down to brake. What are you doing? And these guys are, they're a parabutia. They aren't quite like the other hawks. They live communally and work communally. They hunt together. And there's a pecking order. Go on. They live in the pecking sort of like the retina.
Mm-hmm.
But I put the food on the ledge and he can find the food, so that's a really good sign.
And what's his name?
What is his name? Oh, his name's Daniel because he came from Danielsville. I try to name the birds either after the Good Samaritan or the geographic location. That just kind of helps me keep everybody separate.
How old is he?
That is an eastern screech. Can you see how the mandible sticks out on the right?
He's a screech owl?
No, this is a tawny.
A tawny.
Yeah, they're he's related to little Daniel. You can see the similarities. But,
yes.
But he's a European species. Hey, buddy.
And what's his name?
Nigel.
And what's his name?
His name is Sam, and he's an eastern great horned owl.
Wow. And what's his story?
He was the product of nest failure, which is really common with these guys because owls don't build nests. So the great horns take over abandoned stick nests, like from other hawks or crows or something like that. They'll even take over squirrels' nests if they're desperate. So what happens when the babies start growing, they add weight to the nest, and then they're tussling and fighting, and bad weather comes through, and anyway, the nest hits the ground prematurely, and the parents abandon the clutch because they can't take care of them on the ground. And the people that had the property, they were out picking up branches the next day after the storm, and their dog trots up with a dead owlet in its mouth. So they were like, so they follow the dog back to her. And Sammy was the only survivor.
Oh.
So they took him in, and we're coming. That's Artemis. So they took him in, and they fed him what they were supposed to feed him, but they didn't understand the importance of puppet feeding, ghost feeding little babies, because you know if you hand feed something like that, it's going to grow up thinking it's people.
Yeah.
So.
They imprint on you. Let me get a little bit closer look of Sam. Hi, Sam. You are just beautiful. Yes, you are.
Is it mating season?
Mm-hmm.
Poor thing.
Yes, I had the special hat. This bird gets more sex than anybody I know.
What, they do it to the hat?
Uh-huh. And he has no shame. He'll screw anybody's head that has that hat on. And it makes me a little bit jealous, you know, thinking, hey, it should be my head you're on. It just doesn't happen, you know.
But she could still fly.
I think they had her on improper perching surfaces, and it sets like a broom handle, mop handle, something like that, and they have to grip hard to remain still. And then that rocking back and forth sets up a callus, and then that sets up a portal of entry for bacteria. She was so sick. My vet wanted to put her down, but I just said, you know, let's just give it a shot, and because she was so incredible. I've got pictures of her, you know, just during her progress, and she's never tried to hurt me, bite me, foot me. I mean, this was another one of the ones that knew that I was trying to help. And we did multiple surgeries and multiple antibiotics because the infection had, and she's just resting now, so that's not a bad sign. Because the infection goes up into the body and into the joints, and but you can see how long their legs are when they do that too.
Wow, I mean, really.
Are you wanting something to eat? That's a hairball that's on the table right there casting. It's okay, little girl. It's cooking, I swear.
This is Jeff. Not me. The bird is named Jeff. Oh, aren't you beautiful?
He had a car crash about 3.5 years ago, and he can't see well up close. He can find his own food now, which is good, because, I mean, for the first year or so, I basically hand fed him every day.
And he's another...
Northern Barred, B-A-R-R-E-D. They're the ones that go, ooh, 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 ooh.
Right.
Snap, snap.
This is Artemis?
Fanfare, yeah.
Oh.
my gosh.
Now, is that the right wing that's broken?
Mm-hmm.
Look at that
Oh.
wingspan.
Just, it's okay. But, when she's resting, when she's not all poofy and acting up, you can't tell that she's hurt. But when she was about 10 days old, one of the parents stepped on her and broke her wrist. So she's never been able to fly.
And how long have you had her?
14 and a half years.
Wow.
And she's a red tail, but native to Africa. The savannas of northern Africa, where there aren't a lot of perching opportunities. There are no woods there, so they have evolved with sort of a body like a vulture, really wide wingspan, real short tail. So they do their hunting by the air, but by soaring. And with a white shirt front, they just blend into the clouds. So they're just really well camouflaged. Yes, she's a good girl. She's a good girl.